Welcome, Satnam. My name is Melissa Byrka, here with Byrka Yoga and Fitness. Today I will be taking you through a yoga flow class. All you really need today is a mat, but if you do have props like blocks and pillows, have them handy. They may come in and enhance your practice. So we'll get started on the mat in a seated pose, Sukhasana. We'll start with some breathing technique, some pranayama. So find a gentle, comfortable seated pose. And just bring your hands onto your knees. Gently close the eyes. Start to investigate your breath. Observe how it is showing up today in this moment. Breathing in through the nose. Let's take an exhale out the mouth. Good. 2 more like that. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Last one. Full breath in. Exhale all the tension away from your body. Good. We'll keep the mouth closed from now on, breathing in and out through the nose and starting to invite an ujjayi breath. The ujjayi breath is a restriction in the back of the throat, and I want you to imagine breathing in, and as you exhale, it's like you're fogging up a mirror. But keeping the mouth closed. Let's try that again. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. It sounds like the ocean waves, breathing in and out. And we start to create this heat, this internal heat, warming our body from the inside out. Continue with the ujjayi breath. And we'll start to move into our physical practice. Come onto hands and knees. And we'll move through cat-cow. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Take a deep breath in. Tilt the tailbone up, look up. Find that nice deep curve in the spine. And as you exhale, hollow out the belly, round the shoulder blades to the ceiling, tuck the chin to your chest. Full breath in, into that cow stretch. And as you exhale, round your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Completely empty out the lungs. Good, one more time. Inhale. Imagine trying to push your chest through your shoulders. Last one, exhale. Really try to rip the mat apart with your hands. Create space between the shoulder blades. And come to a flat back. Sit the hips back, knees wide, toes together. Balasana, child's pose. Bowing the head to the mat and letting your fingertips curl to the top of the mat. Creating just a gentle extension in the spine. And really allow your heart to melt down towards the mat. The hips get heavy. And take a couple deep inhales and exhales. And press into the hands, come back onto hands and knees. Slowly lower your belly to the mat. We're going to come into Shalabhasana B. So keeping the hands on the mat, elbows glued to your sides. We're going to lift the feet, shins, knees off the mat. Really squeeze through the glutes here. And then pull belly button to your spine. Start to lift your chest. Look forward. Deep breath in. See if you can lift a little bit higher, engaging through the back side of the body. And as you exhale, slowly come back down, bow your head to the mat, press back, Balasana, child's pose. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Press firmly into the palms of the hands. Slowly come back onto hands and knees. Lift the hips up this time for Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Really pay attention to what's going on in the hands here. Spread the fingers wide. Press deeply into the knuckles. Create some length up through the arm bones. And as you get longer through the torso, start to really tilt your hips up to the ceiling. Pull belly button to your spine and drop your heels to the mat. Deep breath in. Ujjayi breath out. One more time, breathing in. Exhale. Very nice. We'll walk our feet to the top of the mat. Find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, all the way down. Look towards your belly button. Inhale to rise. Reach the arms overhead. Push the hips forward. Lengthen your heart up towards the ceiling. Exhale, mountain pose. Moving through our Surya Namaskar series. Deep breath in. Reach arms up. Look up. Empty out the lungs as you fold over your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your heart forward. Exhale and let it go. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Mountain pose, exhale. We'll do 2 more like that. Deep breath in, reach up. Exhale, melt down over the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale and soften down. Root down through the feet. Inhale, rise up. Lengthen through the side body. Exhale, melt the hands down by your side, mountain pose. Deep breath in, reach arms up, look up at your thumbs. Exhale, fold over your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, and let it go. Root down, rise up, deep breath in. Exhale, hands to your heart, hands by your sides. Taking a moment in Tadasana, really feel the locking of your feet to the ground, rooting to the earth. Good. Deep breath in, reach arms up, look up. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your heart forward. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower down. You can take your knees or lower all the way to your belly. Once you get there, roll your chest up. Little cobra. Really pull your shoulders back, squeeze the glutes. Good. Gently come back down to the mat. Press up into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. We're going to take a little hop here. Bring your big toes together. Bend your knees. Look to your thumbs. I want you to pull your pelvic floor up so you get really light here. Little hop. Halfway lift. And fold forward. Rise all the way up. Reach up. Let's take it all the way back down. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. This time plant the hands, hop back into plank. Lower down, halfway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. So upward facing, we're on the tops of the feet. The knees come off the floor. And we really want to drive our pelvis to the top of the mat. Pull the shoulders back. Lengthen your heart up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in with me. Exhale, shoot your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Bring your big toes together. Bend the knees. Look where you're going. Little hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Rise up. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale. Good. Chair pose. Let's sit the hips back. Reach your heart forward. Exhale and fold all the way down. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana, lowering halfway. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Let's find our breath here, 2 deep breaths. Inhale, right leg into the air. Exhale, step it in between the hands, drop your back heel. Arms rise up for warrior one. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, float the hands back down, stepping into your plank, lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left leg into the air, 3-legged dog, step it through, warrior one. Really squaring the hips off here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, float the hands back down, step back into your plank, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe it out here. Connect back to the breath. That universal breath that never leaves us will always be there to bring us back to our center. Big toes together. Bend the knees, look to your thumbs, lightly hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it forward. Root down, rise up, reach the arms, look to your thumbs. Let that go. We got the fire burning. A little bit of energy building up, that's for sure. I'm going to face you guys just so you can get a better view of me. But we're going to come into Vrikshasana, tree pose. Ground down through your left foot. Start to rotate your right knee out. You can keep your big toe on the floor. Bring your foot to your shin, calf I should say, or above the knee. So find a place where you feel balanced. It's not too easy. You're not struggling. And find your drishti point. Find a point in front of you. Maybe you don't watch me for this one. Something that's not moving. Come back to your breath. We're going to slowly bring the knee to center. And we're going to bring that back, stepping back. Land your right foot back behind you, and you're going to open up into warrior. I'm just going to adjust myself so you guys can see me here. So front heel should line up with your back instep. Really want to externally open up the hips here. Bring your arms up to about shoulder height. Sink into it. Just feel the rooting, the grounding sensation in the feet. And from there, feel the strength up through the legs, through your core. Feel it moving all the way up through the crown of your head. Good. Let's take about one more breath here. We're going to move into Utthita Parshvottanasana. Bring your left elbow to your knee. Sweep that right arm down and then up over your head. Really spiraling the torso here to open up the rib cage, really open up the heart space. See if you can sink the hips a little bit further down. From here, we're going to straighten the front leg. Right arm reaches up to the ceiling. Left hand, this is where you could use a prop if you have some. I'm going to bring my hand down to my ankle here and really think about stacking my shoulders. Right shoulder over left and keeping those shoulders down away from your ears. Feeling a beautiful opening through my side body, that low back, quadratus lumborum, which tends to get pretty tight, especially on myself. I'm going to take one more deep breath here. Really ground down through the feet. And as you inhale, reach your arms back up into warrior two, arms and hands on the hips. Let's spiral all 10 toes to the side of the mat. Get your feet fairly wide, slightly pigeon toes. Toes are pointing towards one another slightly. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and roll the shoulders back. If that's not available for you, you could always use a cloth or just grab opposite elbows. We're going to take a wide-legged forward fold from here. Really broaden through the shoulders and chest. Take a deep breath in, look up. And as you exhale, start to hinge from your hips. Tailbone starts to reach for the ceiling, as well as your knuckles. The crown of your head starting to reach for the floor. Take a full breath in. Exhale it out the mouth. Relax the face, the jaw. Just let yourself surrender here. I'm going to let go of my grip, bring my hands to my low back, and slowly inhale, come up halfway. Exhale and stay right here. Right hand to the floor or a block, left hand reaching up towards the ceiling, finding that twist coming from my thoracic spine, my upper back. Deep breath in, reach up. Exhale, relax. One more time. Slowly bring that left hand back down. Inhale, right arm to the ceiling. Full breath in. Soften into the twist. One more. Good. We're going to bring that right hand back down to the floor. Hands to the hips. Inhale, slowly come all the way up. Now turning to the back of the mat. Right toes pivot. Moving into our warrior two stance. Open up the arms. Keep your gaze strong over that front middle finger. Really loosen up those shoulders too. If they're hiked up by the ears, come out of your turtle shell and own it. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, sink down. Let's bring that right elbow to your knee. Sweep the left arm around into our extended side angle pose. One more breath here. And then let's extend that front leg into our triangle pose. Again, if you used a block on the other side, it might be useful this time. And we just want to really open up, especially that top shoulder. Well, both of them, very important. We're externally rotating and keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Press down firmly through the feet. Bend into your right knee, back into our warrior pose. Hands on your hips. Straighten that right leg. Turn the toes in. Start to forward fold. We're going to take our hands all the way down. Now, if you want to get playful here, if you are used to this pose, you've tried it before, I encourage you to give it a shot today. We're going to go into a forward, wide-legged forward fold headstand. So I'm going to create a tripod with my hands and my head, like a little triangle. My hands underneath my shoulders. I'm going to bring the top of my head to the mat. And I'm just going to get really light on my toes. So I might just play here. And then if I have the core strength, my legs will start to float up towards the ceiling. And we find our breath. A really beautiful place to find a meditative state. Slowly bring your legs back down if you're up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale all the air out. Inhale, come all the way up. Let's find ourselves at the top of the mat here. Good. So, from Trikonasana, wide-legged forward fold, we're going to find our Malasana. So feet wide, toes slightly turned out. We'll come down into our yogi squat. All right. And shifting side to side here, playing with the hips, the ankle mobility. It's a really good place to just hang out for a bit, especially if you're sitting at a desk for long hours at a day. It's really good to get into these deeper hip openers. So from here, if you have the range of motion, you're just gonna sit your bum down. If not, take your hands behind you, gently come down. However you need to get there, make your way down into a seated pose. We're gonna do a little bit of core strength here. So Navasana, boat pose. Feet are gonna come parallel to the floor. Lift and lengthen up through that chest. Arms out to the side or beside you. Good. This is phase one. If you want to go further, you can straighten the legs, point the toes, arms come up overhead. Breathe deeply here. I like to call this one earthquake because you're going to be shaking. It should be working. Let's take it for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it back in and slowly lower your spine back down to the mat. Feet are flat on the floor, knees bent. We'll come into our bridge pose. A little pelvic tilt, flattening the low back to the mat. Slowly lift the hips up, really driving down through the heels and big toe, little toe. Good. And we're going to do 3 of these here, so be mindful of that. Take your arms up to the ceiling or interlace your hands underneath your low back. This is probably one of my favorite variations just because I can really open up the shoulders here and the chest, which definitely get a little bit tight. Once again, press down firmly through the feet. Squeeze the glutes and see if you come up a little bit higher. If your hands are interlaced underneath you, slowly release, curl your spine back down. We'll do one windshield wiper to each side. Just release that low back. Feels so good. One more time. Well, 2 more times. The last one I'm going to offer you the wheel pose. So a little pelvic tilt here. Lift the hips up into bridge. You're taking your arms up above your head, or shoulders I should say. It's just a little bit harder because we don't have them for stability. So there's this option as well too. Take a deep breath in, see if you can pull your navel to your spine, squeeze your glutes, lift up a little bit more. One more breath. Let it go. Slowly curl your spine all the way down to your tailbone. Windshield wiper one way. Gently moving to the other side. Good. Back to center. So again, if you have tried wheel before and you feel comfortable doing it, absolutely, let's be playful and work on wheel today. If you're not so sure about it, just stick with another bridge. If you're joining me in wheel, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Firmly plant the feet into bridge. Come onto the top of your head and then press up through your hands. Strong in the shoulders. And push your chest to the back of your mat. And really find your breath here. Good. Slowly coming back down. Curl your spine down. And one more time, windshield wipers. Good. So we're going to bring the knees up, feet off the floor. We're going to take the knees over to the right side. Take your gaze to the left. Finding a nice supine twist here. You can take that right hand on top of your knees too to really ground down to get an even deeper stretch. Just take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, let the shoulders melt down towards the earth. Release your right hand. Slowly bring your knees back to center. Just take a second to reset the spine. And let's take the knees over to the left. Gaze to the right. Soften into your face and jaw. Let your shoulders get really heavy. And then we'll come back up through center. Hug the knees into your chest. So the last exercise or pose that I'm going to offer you today is legs up. You can either do this against a wall, or if you have a block or a pillow, we'll put these under our hips. So I'm going to take a block and place it underneath my sacrum. It's kind of right above the tailbone. Now I'm going to bring my left leg up towards the ceiling, and then my right. I'm just going to let gravity do the work here. Let my arms come out like a letter T. If you're using a wall, which is a fantastic option, you're just going to basically do the same thing. Just letting your legs rest up against the wall, arms out like a letter T. And this is just so good for our circulatory system, allowing the blood flow to reverse back to the heart with little effort. Let's take 2 more breaths here. This is our final pose before we move into Shavasana. I'll slowly start to bring one leg down and then the other. If you're joining me with legs up the wall, you could totally take your Shavasana there. That's always a great way to end your practice. Otherwise, meet me on your back, legs extended straight with your arms by your side. Once you arrive on the mat, allow the eyes to gently close. Take a deep breath in, fill the lungs. And then exhale it out the mouth. Allow your body to become very heavy. And become very alert, very present right now. step your awareness within your body. And just begin to feel within the body, deep into the joints, feeling the toes, ankles, knees, hips, spine, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. Moving all the way up through the skull, the crown of the head, just feeling the sensations that come up, that arise within the body. Begin to take note of how the muscular body feels. Noticing the weight of your calves, and your thighs, your glutes, allow an ease and a heaviness into your low back, mid back, upper back. Feel the weight of your shoulders drop down as your chest opens. Awareness into the biceps, triceps, to your forearms, just feeling the heaviness of your limbs. Relaxing deeply into your neck muscles, the front of your throat, your jaw, softening around the eyes, the space between the eyebrows, and smoothing out across the forehead. Just feeling the weight of your head resting on the earth. Feeling into the energetic body, and just becoming aware of any sensations that are arising. You may feel a tingling. You may feel a vibration. Just observe. There's no need to label or judge. Just simply observe what comes up. I'm going to finish this Shavasana with 3 deep breaths. We will do an inhale for a count of 3, and exhale for a count of 4. Together, let's take a deep breath in through the nose for 1, 2, 3. Hold and retain the breath. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the exhale. Deep breath in for 1, 2, 3. Hold the breath. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. Last one, fullest inhale you can take. Fill the belly, rib cage, and chest. Hold the breath in, retain, keep a calm face. And exhale it all out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And come back to a gentle, easy breath. Bringing movement into the body, starting with your fingers and then your toes. Little micro movements to awaken the physical body. And you can start to create circles with the wrists and ankles. And moving your head side to side, left to right. Slowly slide one heel in and bring the other one to join. Gently rolling over onto your right side, using your bottom arm as a pillow. Move with ease as you come back to a seated position. Find your hands on your knees, upright position with your spine. And just let all that goodness of your practice absorb and take in how you feel in this moment. Feeling light and calm, centered, and ready to take on the day. Bring your hands to your heart space, bowing the head for a moment. I thank you so much for joining in for today's practice. My name is Byrka. Namaste.